Alright, let's talk about our sumps. We got 3 sumps per line. We got TSS, we got nickel, and we got a whole flow. Whole flow goes straight to the city. Chemicals should not be getting into it unless it's, let's say, sulfuric can go down our whole flow. Nitric, a little bit of nitric can go down our whole flow, and so can caustic. So etch. Other than that, all your chemicals go to your TSS. We treat it. Sumps are a simple design. This is a 5 horsepower here. Your power runs up. Always know where your power goes in case you have to shut it off during operation, like you got a leak or something. Down there underneath the water where you can't see, you always have a stinger. The way to know your stinger's missing is if you see that pump rotating all over the place. Your stinger's missing. That stinger takes that centrifugal pump and it pulls it from one point down lower and it balances out your pump. After it goes through your pump, shoots up, comes up to your system, check valve. Always got to have a check valve. If not, all that'll pump, everything you pump out will fall right back in. You got your flow sensor. That's what lets us know that it's actually working, which fires straight up above your head. And then you got your shut-off valve. That's simple. Your contactor and everything is always up in the panel. On a couple of lines we got it on the side panels, but yep, it's a simple system. Troubleshooting. Say no flow alarm. First thing you do, come back and just look. You got water in your pit? Because if you ain't pumping water out, your pit's going to be overflowed. Obviously, that means your pump's not working. Alright. Say you're looking on your SCADA and it's running too much. Okay, now most likely going to be caused is your check valve is going to be stuck open. So as it fills up, it'll backfill. A good way to know if it is watch your fan blades. If you see them fan blades stop and they start spinning backwards, your check valve's not working or your valve's closed. Make sure that. Now say we are getting a code, you got to think about what controls the system. On this system here, it's a 3-ball check valve. I mean a 3-ball float system. Bottom ball tells it when it does shut off. Basically, whenever it'll always be activated. Your bottom ball. Anytime any water gets in here, your bottom float ball will be activated. Once it hits that second ball, it'll turn your pumping system on and it'll run until the bottom ball turns off. That's how the system works. That way you're not just kicking on and off real quick. If you are kicking on and off real quick, that means your bottom float is not working correctly. These floats work when they are they're normally closed. When they're open, when the circuit's open, it tells the PLC to turn on. We do that so if they all fail or if something fails, they just run. Your top float is your alarm. That's all that's for. That sets off the alarm and says, hey, I got too much water in me. It'll also kick the pump on. Most likely the pump's not working if that alarm's going off. Because if your 2 floats both are stuck down, it's very rare. So the main things you'll run into is that middle ball will just be turning the pump on and off real quick. When it does it like that, what usually happens, it'll hit the overload. It'll blow the overload. So a lot of times just come back and kick the float. If that don't work and you cleaned it, well, in that situation it's time to change it. Ain't no reason to play with it. You need to be careful. These floats aren't grounded except for when they're mounted. If they're not mounted, they're not grounded. So if one of those are leaking inside, the voltage is leaking, and you pick that up and you touch ground, you're going to feel it. It's 110. But what tells us on SCADA is the flow sensor. Sometimes these can get junk gummed up in here and block flow, but not usually. Usually that ball barely sticks out in there. There's a little paddle that sticks out just enough to detect flow. If you're getting no flow alarms, things like that, it could also just be your flow sensor. As long as your system is working, you got time to troubleshoot and fix it. So, nice and simple. You got a stinger down there, make sure your stinger's on. It's also got the screen on it to prevent crap from getting up in your pump. The way to know it's not is if your pump is oscillating real bad when it kicks on. Check valve. If your check valve is stuck, your pump's going to run, but you're barely going to be flowing out, or it could be flowing out great. However, to know it's bad, watch for your fans. If your fans backspin after shutting off, backspin. They're going to spin for a little bit after shutting off, but if they backspin, gotta change your ball check. If you're not getting no flow, but your pump's empty, it's your flow sensor. And always shut off your valve before doing any repairs. Shut off your power and your valve before doing any repairs. I've had people kill the valve, forget to shut off the power, or shut off the wrong one. Take that second, follow your lineup to see where it goes. I've had people not kill the right one, have this ball check off, and that thing kick on, and yeah, it's a waterfall in this place. So just be smart. This is TSS. It's trace chemicals, trace acids. You will feel it. It does hurt. I know we got meters on, gauges on these. They don't even work. But anyways, yep, just keep that in mind. These things like to come apart right down here where the body connects to the pipe. They like to come apart there. In that case, it's just blowing water back in and just constantly running. You got to shut down to make the repair. And usually it's about an hour and a half because you got to give time for the glue to dry. So always check them when you walk by them. Make sure they look like they're all right. I even trigger it once in a while by pulling that middle float up and just see it pumps out. And they do spray, as you can see, but this one's working great. I checked the speed. Yeah, that pumped out nice and quick. But yep, that's the way to trigger it. You can trigger the alarm, but then you're going to set off the alarm. But if you notice that fan stop, if that check valve wasn't working, you'd see it start spinning backwards. Nice and simple. That's on the water portion. Now let's go look at what we're going to see on the electrical side. Alright, this is the panel for this one. Right here shows you your pumps, where your float's set at, whether you're running. I'm going to open this up. I use a scribe, turn around backwards to open these. This power is on right now, but it's okay because it's going to be on when you got to work on it. Alright, here's your setup. Put that away. If you have an overload, it will tell you on this screen right here, OL, overload. Easiest way, if you don't know which one's which, is just go through and push all the blue buttons. That's how you reset the overloads, just by pushing the blue button. That's simple, right there. Blue button resets the overloads. Just trying to show you that. Also, check all across your fuses. Do you see any lit up? If you do, it's probably going to be your problem. Because there should never be lights across any of your fuses in here. There never should be lights. If there's lights, you got a problem. It's that simple. So yep, you will come over here. If it's overloaded, reset your overload. If you see lights, you're going to have to pull your fuses. You do not want your contactor to be in when changing your fuses. Use your palm safe fuses. You can pull them down. but technically you should just turn it off. I don't know how you turn it off on this one. I usually hold the red button to whichever one I've got to change. I hold the red button down. After I put my fuses in, I hold the red button down, then I close the fuse box. You don't want to load to be on it when you're putting your fuses back in. But yep, that right there is your whole sump system. As long as you know these things, it's pretty quick and simple to troubleshoot and get them back running until the end of the day. You will run into other issues, like for instance, if you keep getting a fuse blown and it blows again immediately, your pump might just be bad, or it could be a few things, but most likely your pump's just bad. Usually it don't happen. Now you might get multiple overloads. Well, we can adjust how high the overload's set and we can multiply it. It looks like this one's set pretty high. They got this one set at 30 amp and it looks like it's multiplied by 4. So there's ways we can get around that, but if that's above your level, you probably want to get one of the higher level technicians out here to help you out. I'm just giving you a quick rundown, and don't be afraid to ask them about it, how to use it, because you don't want to abuse it. Sometimes we'll just turn them up until we get through the day, knowing that that motor is going to be needing change tonight. So anyways, that's this line. The other lines, they're in the main panels, not the side panel. This is a new system we got, but you'll have the same thing. You'll have to see which one it is, and or just hit all the blue buttons, because if one's running and you hit the blue button, it's not going to hurt it. You don't want to hit the red buttons though. You don't want to start going down through and tripping all your stuff out. So just hit the blue button. Some of the old systems, you'll see a blue button. You'll see where you turn it up and down is blue. You hit that. Just look for something blue. Most of our stuff's Allen Bradley, so it'll be blue. I'm not sure. I think Simmons does the same thing. Anyways, yep, that's it. But be careful when you're in the cabinet. If you feel uncomfortable, get a higher range tech. But yeah, you can sit here and monitor it without going behind the line from right here to see how your flow's looking. If you do get an alarm, it'll be up across like this, clear alarm. I usually hit clear all and then close, just so you know. There is no way, there's no way to shut it down or start it from here. So matter of fact, they might have it up on the panel. Never had to do it. Usually we never shut our sumps off. If we do, we shut it off at the switch in the back. To get to that panel, just hit next. As you see, the home don't work. But yeah, if you're here and you want to look at that panel, you just hit next and it'll bring up the panel, nickel, whole flow, and TSS. Or you could check it on your SCADA in the shop. That's it, bud.